They're being fed better than me.
That's too much. That's too much. Yeah, if we say it's a private property, you can't do that thingy.
Yes, I can.
That's too much.
Don't back me into a corner.
That's too much. I can.
Get away from me before I spray you!
That's too much.
Get away from me now!
I came across a short from Auditing Yorkshire in which he lets us all know that he's getting his equipment back from Merseyside police. I'm sure this comes as a relief to all of us. I was going to chain myself to the railings if they didn't release his equipment soon, the bastards.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Auditing Yorkshire. Just thought I'd make a quick short for you outside Merseyside Police, Edge Lane. I'm here with West Audit Report on Wednesday, the 11th of October.
Yep.
Going to get my stuff back, guys.
Take as long, did it?
Be a follow-up video after this one.
There was one bit in that confused me a little.
Merseyside Police, Edge Lane.
What's he ducking for? Does he think he's going to get whacked? There are some gangsters on Merseyside, so it could be like a gang war. One auditing gang against another, and he's on their turf. Anyway, I was wondering why they haven't charged him. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about, watch this clip.
They're being fed better than me.
That's too much. That's too much. Yeah, if we say it's a private property, you can't do that thingy.
Yes, I can.
That's too much.
Don't back me into a corner.
That's too much. I can.
Get away from me before I spray you!
That's too much.
Get away from me now!
I may provide a detailed legal analysis of this in a future video. I'll just say for now that, in my book, that's threatening with an offensive weapon. What he's holding is Farb-Gel, a spray, and what everybody is saying is that it can't be an offensive weapon because it's legal. You only need to think about it for 5 seconds to realise that argument doesn't hold. A kitchen knife is legal, but if you use or possess or threaten to use a kitchen knife in certain circumstances, in a given context, it's an offensive weapon. You don't get to say, well, I threatened the bloke with a knife, but it's okay because it's a kitchen knife and I use it for slicing bread. Similar logic here with the Farb-Gel. The other part of the argument seems to be that, well, Farb-Gel supposedly doesn't cause any permanent injury or mark. The gel mark it causes apparently can be washed off after a few days. Well, on the same logic, if I punch somebody and leave a bruise, that's not a permanent injury, is it? Because it heals. Anyway, of course, I haven't examined this matter in great detail, so it's possible I'm wrong, and I may also change my mind by the time I come to make a video about it. But even if I am wrong about the Farb-Gel, it's clear from the clip you've just seen that he threatened the security man without a lawful excuse. He can't claim self-defence, so it's a common assault contrary to section 39 of the Criminal Justice Act 1988. And even if that's too rich for Merseyside police, then we can bring in section 5 of the Public Order Act 1986, which makes it an offence to behave in a disorderly manner likely to cause harassment, alarm and distress. Of course, these are security staff and they should be used to this sort of thing, but are they used to being threatened in that way? I doubt that. And of course, we also have aggravated trespass, which this is, if you watch the whole thing, the whole visit that they make, which is an offence under section 68 of the Criminal Justice and Public Order Act 1994. The caveat here is this. It's a personal caveat, really. What I'm about to say won't make me popular, may even lead to accusations of racism or bigotry or whatnot. I oppose mass immigration. I do feel quite strongly about it, and for that reason I did consider making a video about this in which I defend Marty and the gang and come to their aid and say that this was what I would call an Article 10 visit, in which they scrutinise a location at which immigrants are being held against the consent of the wider British people. In other words, the legal argument in summary would be something along the lines of they were trespassing, but they are citizen journalists and their justification is under Article 10 and possibly Article 11 as well. And while the right of free expression in Article 10 is subject to law, it can still be ultimately an answer to even criminal charges. The problem here, and the reason I can't speak in their defence, is that they just don't know how to behave. They're a joke, and if anything they harm the legitimate objective of scrutinising these hotels and other locations and the application of immigration policy. I just can't take seriously the idea of Marty Bladborough or any of these others as citizen journalists, and the clip you've just seen really just serves to further confirm that these are not serious people. I'm getting off the point though. Going back to the point about why Auditing Yorkshire wasn't charged, it's possible that in fact the Merseyside police have issued him with a caution, and of course at that point he would be permitted to have his equipment back, as the matter would then have been dealt with. But if he wasn't even cautioned, then the obvious question arises, how is it that he keeps getting away with stuff? I was thinking about this, then I remembered that video I did about him in Huddersfield a while back. One of my early ones, not very well made if I'm honest, but one thing that came out of it is that Auditing Yorkshire is the big man in Huddersfield. He's the local underboss.
The lines are now open, offering you the chance to call the big man to sort out any personal hassle or indeed beefs you may have with your friends or neighbours. So, did you have a good holiday, big man?
I'll bust you, you cheese merchant. Not the small talk. Who's the first caller?
It's Johnny for Royston.
For Royston? I know that voice. You on a Big Danny's team?
So what farm?
So what farm? You listen to me, Johnny boy. I'll shove my boot that far up your ass, people will be thinking Doc Martin started making hats. If you're in for advice, pal, don't go walking your dog in a spare ground after dark, eh? Quick push of the old 1471 and you're a dead bag of meat. Next caller.
Nah, that's nothing. That big man is a fairy compared to my big man, Auditing Yorkshire. You just watch this.
Any of you two got that Audi out there? Yeah, this Muppet is just give you a ticket.
So it's not registered.
Yeah, it don't matter though, does it? I said, the guy, I know whose car it is, he's in the police station. I said, are you going to give me a chance to go tell him? So you can come out? No, mate. She won't talk to me. Got a collar number. She could not print my ticket out quick enough. Yeah. But I did manage to stop her getting the last photo.
That's him in Huddersfield police station, acting the big man and smacking down some parking enforcement officer. I love the way he's pointing there. He's obviously the man in Huddersfield, and probably the police just do as he says. I mean, he sorted that big parking issue, whatever it was. He was talking bollocks, actually, but the police agreed with him. Anyway, and he got that inspector sacked as well, or he retired, one or the other. But Auditing Yorkshire, the big man, was behind it all. So you can imagine somebody in maybe Leeds, maybe a higher boss in the organisation, has made a discreet phone call to somebody at Merseyside Police. He's one of our guys. He's a made guy. You know what I'm saying? Just give him his camera back. What can you do? The kind of conversation that has a way of clarifying things, even for the police. You don't want to be swimming with the fishes, do you? Obviously, I'm joking. On a serious note, I do wonder what the police are doing sometimes, but it seems that 24 hours in custody has had its effect on Auditing Yorkshire, and he's now stopping auditing, so he says. I may make a few more videos about him, but eventually, if it does become clear that he's stopped for good, then I will be taking my videos about him down from this channel.